Danny, got you all session here, sir. I think this sounds pretty good, really. I really do. I think you found a good space for the drums. I think you did an excellent job of balancing the harmonies. The only thing that I think is lacking is that piano. When there's no vocals, that piano takes over the melody and should really come up in volume, because nothing else is supported. So when it's in the vocals, I think it's tucked in perfectly, and that's the only thing I think you really missed. I thought the bass tone that you had was really good. I thought you did an excellent job with the ending. I don't know if it was totally necessary to make new tracks, and I know why you did that. For the drums at the end, but I saw this automation here on your overheads, which is perfect because he's bashing the cymbals like crazy. So I think that was really, really nice, and it sounds pretty smooth. And he's still hitting the cymbals. They have this nice sort of underlying, shimmer, but they don't hurt at all, and they're not super annoying, and the kick and snare stay nice. I think you handled that really, really well. And took care of the edit pretty well. Only couple things I saw were, I think it was this track. Yeah, you have the reverb set here pre-fader on these drums, but nowhere else. So I'm not sure why. So effects are pre-fader. Headphones are post-fader. I'm sorry, are pre-fader. But reverbs, delays are post-fader. So that when we mute the track, we mute the reverb as well. So notice that if I mute, if I want to hear this snare, notice I'm still hearing all this reverb from these tracks because they're all pre-fader. If I take those out of pre-fader, notice the problem solved. That's going to change things, so I'll put them back so you're mixed. So things like that should be post-fader. In fact, I'm going to leave them unmarked just to show you, to reiterate, effects are post-fader. So that's perfect. You had some delays. I'm not sure how we're being used. So you had this delay here and this bus 1 and 2, but notice that this one's bus 1 and this one's bus 2. So this would be sending anything that's going to bus 1 or 2 would be going to here and the right side of here. This is not being used, so I don't think it's an issue. And then this delay is being set to bus 3, but I didn't see anything being sent to bus 3. And this track as well doesn't look like it's being used also. So I'm not sure I get the delay on this drums. I saw it, but I just don't really get it. I hear the delay, and I noticed that with your 771, you're pretty close. So the tempo is figured out for you. So one of the advantages is this section down here becomes available. So notice that if I hit whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, all right? So you had 771, and the half note is 806. So you're in the ballpark. But once you know the tempo, this section down here is super cool because these 5 plus this, these 15 different delay times will somehow work with your song. So that's really something to check out and play with. So we'll set this groove to 0. There was 805. That's our delay time. So 771 is pretty close. So definitely within some sort of margin error. Back in the day, we had to sort of figure that out by ear, so that would have been definitely close enough. So those are the things that I saw. Just reiterate, not so necessary to low pass filter. That's not where the problem is. High pass filtering is definitely where the issue is. You've got this gate set up on the drum. So let's make sure we are. Little tubby. This EQ is a little drastic. I think you need some sort of attack. Also notice that you have this shelving EQ down here. So you're bringing up 20 and 25 and 30 and 40 hertz. You don't need that. 80 hertz is a good frequency, but notice if you do 80, I don't bring up that, and it's still going to be a little focus. So anywhere between 60 and really 50 is kind of a magic number too. Notice if I... So those are all good frequencies for the kick drum, and we can even tighten that up a little bit. But we don't need to bring up 20 and 25 and 30 and 40 hertz as we would with a shelving EQ like that, right? So that's one thing. A lot of other things were good. I thought some of your compression was set pretty well. Saw these filters over here. I hate that that's doing that. And resetting that. Clearing out some of the way for the vocals out of the guitars. And then we got this boosted here and this boosted here. That's cut, so just that one is boosted. So some really good stuff here going on. Again, and our master fader was sitting at 0, which is perfect. That peaking is me, not you. So lots of good stuff, man. I really